Hello everyone and welcome to Forensic Extract, and today we'll be discussing about injury, hurt, grievous hurt and wounds. Okay, so students पता नहीं कहाँ से अलग अलग आंसर्स देते हैं और इसमें इतना कंफ्यूजन है. So I'll try to clear these definitions as per the Indian Penal Code. Okay, so please do subscribe Forensic Extract and press the bell icon and watch the full video for clearing all the doubts regarding these definitions. First of all, legally, what is injury? Injury is as per the section 44 of Indian Penal Code. Is any harm, it is any harm, whatever illegally caused to any person. Okay, it is illegal harm that is caused to any person in term of body, mind, his or her reputation and his or her property. Okay, so these four terms are there in the definition of injury as per the section 44 of Indian Penal Code. This section 44 defines injury as per the IPC, that any harm, any illegal harm in term of body, mind, reputation and property. So remember, there is a physical as well as mental component is there. Okay, this is the bodily harm, mental harm, reputational trauma or harm or loss of any property in any manner is defined or covered under the definition of injury. As simple as that. Okay, now one more term that is known as simple injury. Simple injury. Okay, as such, simple injury is not defined anywhere in Indian medical legal system, but as per the definition, any injury, okay, any injury that is neither severe nor extensive, okay, that is neither severe nor extensive, which heals without leaving any permanent scar. So here we are talking about physical component of injury. In the definition of simple injury, any injury which is neither severe nor extensive, which heals without leaving any permanent scar. Okay, like superficial abrasions, they are simple injuries because they heals without leaving any permanent scar. So these are simple injuries. Now one more term that is known as hurt. Okay, what is hurt? Hurt is causing bodily pain, any kind of bodily pain, any disease or infirmity to anyone is hurt. Bodily pain, disease or infirmity to anybody. Okay, any physical pain, any disease in any manner. Okay, and infirmity is known as if some organ or part of the body is not able to perform usual functions, this is known as infirmity. Okay, this hurt is defined under section 319 of the Indian Penal Code. Okay, so as per the section 319 of Indian Penal Code, hurt is causing bodily pain, disease and infirmity to anybody. This is hurt. Now one more term that is known as grievous hurt. Grievous hurt. It's having 8 clauses. We'll discuss total 8 clauses from 1st to 8. Okay, and this is defined under 320 section of the Indian Penal Code. Okay, so first is the emasculation. First clause of the grievous hurt under section 320 is the emasculation. This is the taking away the masculine power. Okay, power of masculinity or power of penetration. So taking away the power of penetration is known as emasculation. So that's why this clause is only applicable to men. Okay. So taking away the power of penetration is the emasculation, and this is the very first clause of Grievous Sword. Now, what is the second clause? This is the permanent privation of sight of either eye. Okay, if somebody has damaged the sight of eye permanently, then this comes under the second clause of Grievous Sword. Now, the third clause is the permanent privation of hearing of either ear. Okay, causing permanent deafness. Okay, so privation of hearing of either ear, and that is permanent. That is the third clause of Grievous Sword. Now, what is the fourth clause? It is the privation of any member or any joint. Okay, so member is any part of the body which is having distinct function. Okay, and what is a joint? Joint is basically surrounded by the bones. Okay, and it's having muscles all around. Okay, it's basically the junction where bones unites with each other and surrounded by the group of muscles. So privation of any member or joint is the fourth clause of section 320 of IPC, that is the grievous hurt. Now this fifth now the fifth clause, it is the destruction or permanent impairment of power of any member or joint. Okay, if somebody has destructed or permanently impaired the power of any member or joint, the person is not able to perform particular function by using that member, the part of the body, or not able to perform any movement or across that joint. Okay, what is the sixth clause? It is causing permanent disfiguration of head or face. Okay, now the sixth clause, it is the permanent disfiguration of head or face. Okay, like for example, somebody has caused a scar on the face, that is causing permanent disfiguration of head or face. So this comes under sixth clause of grievous hurt. Okay. Now the seventh clause, it is the fracture or dislocation of a bone or tooth. Fracture is simply discontinuity. Okay, this is known as fracture. And what is dislocation? It is the displacement. Okay, displacement or shifting from the original position. This is the dislocation of any bone or tooth. And this is the seventh clause of grievous hurt. Now, what is the eighth clause? Is says that any hurt which endangers the life of any individual. Okay, any hurt which is endangering the life, okay, or which causes the sufferer to be during the space of 20 days. Okay, this minimum time is the 20 days that has been defined, and in that duration the person should be in severe bodily pain, unable to perform his ordinary pursuit. The ordinary daily routine activities are not being performed by the person, or that person is in severe bodily pain for minimum 20 days. Okay, like severe burns, head injuries, and these are the injuries which endangers the life of any individual. Now, what is a wound? Okay, so as you know that what is the surgical definition of wound, it is causing discontinuity, okay, of any tissue is wound. But what is the legal definition? Legally, wound is defined as any lesion which is caused as a effect of violence, okay, that is characterized by internal or external bleeding, And this bleeding is not necessary. It may be present or it may be absent. Okay, so these are the lesions which are produced as a effect of violence, which are characterized by internal or external bleeding, which may be present or may not be present. Now the basic difference is that injuries is having mental component, physical component, reputation is also there, and property. Okay, but wounds are having only physical component. Okay, so wound is a narrow term as compared to injury. So the statement, the correct statement is all wounds are injuries. Okay, all wounds are injuries, but not opposite is true. All injuries are not wound. Okay, so I'm expecting this video has covered most of the doubts regarding the definitions.